Hello everybody and welcome back to Pirate Ninja Productions. My name is Proteus and this is episode 5 of the DireWolf20 1.16 pack. I mentioned at the end of the last episode that I was going to be doing some renovations, and as you can see, definitely did quite a bit. So we are up here in my new attic. And this is the top of my elevator shaft. So I have an elevator that goes all the way down through the whole building. And then we'll go downstairs so you can see what I've done. So here is a balcony, and it's just some scaffolding so I can get to the top of this drawer wall. This may expand depending on what I decide to do with this wall over here. I may put another one of these on the other side of the building. And then we've got some doors that go out to a little walk around the outside of the building. So let's fly out. As you can see, it's not exactly the most interesting of buildings from the outside right now, but I do plan to change that. These are the rooftop tiles from Macaw's, and the windows are also from Macaw's. Now, what I will probably end up doing is changing this wall to be the main entrance, because that's like what I've built as the front of the building, and I don't need to access that room very much anymore. So this is the ground floor. Oh, I missed a spot. Shame. I'll have to fix that. It's polished basalt slabs are my ceiling. They are actually, yeah. You can't see them. You haven't seen the other floor that I did with them yet, so yeah. I haven't changed any of that. I did rearrange all the drawers so you have like precious materials all over here. Every single one of these drawers, except for those two, has the storage upgrade that increases storage by 16 times. So a normal 1x2 storage drawer can hold 16 stacks, so 16 by 16 stacks. That's something like, it's like 256. I don't remember. Something like that. The basement has been changed quite a bit as well. I did put in a ceiling. I did not put in walls because there's too many machines. That side hasn't really changed. This whole setup will get moved to the industrial Foregoing building once I build one. I moved all my refined storage down here, moved all of my machines. So in order to make slime balls from regular Minecraft, you can't pistons, sticky pistons. So a sticky piston is not dictionaried or doesn't use the tag because it's a vanilla recipe. So I can't use any slime ball. It has to be the regular vanilla slime balls. Well, the only way to get vanilla slime balls is either through Create, which we haven't gotten into, so I can't do that, or through Botania, which I haven't gotten into, or let's see, Reliquary, but that's mob farm stuff. This is the method I use. So I had enough slime to make 600 millibuckets of slime. But that's the thing, is this is ore dictionary. So this is my conversion. I take slime balls, pink slime, turn it into regular slime, take 3 in here, and it gives me 9. So basically I'm converting 6 pink slime over at a time. And that's how I'm doing it. Because the only other way to make slime is in the pressure chamber in Pneumaticraft, which is another thing I have not worked on. So that's what that's up there for. I moved my smelting setup. I did have to do quite a bit of mining. I actually have some more in here that needs to be processed up. I haven't really had a need to expand my storage disk. However, you may see here, these are from Applied Energistics. Why am I doing Applied Energistics when I have a refined storage setup? Well, I discovered something that made me unhappy. There's no way to hide refined storage cables in multi-part blocks. It has to be behind a block. So like, the only way for me to get refined storage upstairs is either to use the wireless stuff, which takes a ton of power, or replace like a column here with with a refined storage cable. I don't want to do that. So I'm converting over to Applied Energistics. So that's why I've made half a stack of every type of control unit, of processor, and I have also pre-programmed in the ME controller. So I want to be able to make 40 of these. I'm missing a bunch of stuff, but that's fine. I'll get to it eventually. So this room down here, this is going to be like the ore processing room for now. Once we get up to mechanism, if I decide to go to the 4x or 5x mechanism, then we'll be going a bit higher. But for now, this is going to be the ore processing room once I move some stuff around. And then I've got the spoilers room, which is beneath me. And well, it's marked spoilers, so I don't have to give away what I'm working on. But that's going to be the it's going to be a fun room. I'm looking forward to it. But it's right now it's just a hole in the ground here. And in between cuts, I may work on it, but right now this is what it is. It's a giant hole in the ground. Ooh. Oh yeah, I do need to mention the elevator mod. It's just called moving elevators, and these you can disguise by right-clicking any block on them, any solid block. I tried it with glass, it didn't work, and it will take everything except for the buttons or the screen display will take on your the image of that block. So it's nice to hide things like in my elevator shaft. They have to be with the buttons facing towards the elevator. So there's always going to be a side that you can't get out. And since I'm putting it in the middle of the room, that's just the way it happens. I could use like the jumping and ender pearl elevators, but these don't require ender pearls, and I don't have a good source of them yet. Which is also why I'm not using flux networks everywhere, because I have tons of obsidian, but not a whole lot of ender pearls. In fact, I don't think I have any ender pearls. Nope. Not a single one. So, back up to the ground floor. And, oh, and it's nighttime. So what I would like to work on today is trying to get a area set up for all of my base industrial foregoing needs, which means moving this whole setup inside, or at least attached to a building, using better power transfer generation type stuff. I don't know. I may use, let's see. It's not going to be like a total self-contained industrial foregoing building, or like everything in there is only industrial foregoing. Can I make these? I suppose I could. Where's the laser base? The regular one. Not, or laser base. Advanced machine frame. Oh, see, I need more. Yeah, alright, well, we'll have to... That's very interesting. Lava, crude oil. That's it? It's not really worth it, is it? I thought I had you muted. That resets every single time I load the game. It's odd. So, for now, for industrial foregoing, I want to be producing latex, liquid meat, milk, pink slime, and I think that's it for now. Oh, and plastic, because I think plastic I can use. Maybe not. I thought I could use plastic in another mod as well. No. I can for rats, but meh. I don't know if I'm going to be getting into rats. So it's mostly just these liquids that I want to be producing. So 1, 2, 3, and milk. What can I use milk for? There's something. There's food that I can use to make milk. Huh. Cheese. Oh, maybe not milk. But I think there's other machines. I'm gonna go find the manual and look up things that I'd like to do. And I'll be back in a few. Alright, I am back with a little bit of an update. Move the cows. Built a building. Move the setup. Building is currently just 4 walls over a giant hole in the ground. But that's alright. This will eventually become the plastic auto crafting. So there'll be a drawer on top of this, and it'll just push the plastic up into that. And I'm setting these up. It's not pretty, but I don't really have much of a choice because I gotta get power and lava and water in and then items out. So unfortunately, my options are limited. I will, of course. Oh, are these mechanical pipes? Oops. Can't use these on items. Okay. Move, 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 remove. Ooh, after I place these down, they lost their settings. Oh no. Alright, crush, crush. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So those two are good. This one. Is good. These two. See, that one's gonna be dolomite. I wonder if this will work like this. I just put that there. Oh, nice. So I didn't need any of these pipes. Oh well. And this one is supposed to be crush, crush. Oops. Oh, crush, crush. Nothing. Yep, so these are the 8 things that I'm getting out of the materials stonework factory. Oops. And they are so we've got cobble, we've got andesite. We've got obsidian. This one is gabbro and dolomite, both from Create. And then we're going to have gravel, sand, and glass over on this side. And it's the power that's really getting to me here, because it uses 60, 60. Yeah, I think they all use 60. Yeah, 60 each. Wait a minute. So this one is supposed to be crushed to gravel, crushed to sand. So crushed to gravel, crushed to sand, smelt to glass. So this should be crush, crush, nothing. So cobble, sand, gravel, glass. Oh, you know, solar panels also don't work during the day or during the nighttime, so maybe I should sleep. May need to make another solar panel or two. Because I'm just barely breaking even with this one, and I'm gonna make like 4 or 5, or I'm gonna make a bunch more stuff, so I'm gonna make a few more solar panels. But eventually. Yeah, this is not going well. Because none of this stuff is even being used. In fact, the only things that are running is these two. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna have to upgrade the power setup. Won't be too bad though. And yes, I do plan to leave with most of these cables just kind of running haphazardly all over the place. It's kind of unfortunately become a necessity with the types of cables that I have available to me. But I will look into trying to make it look a little bit nicer. I am, of course, going to change the walls and the floor to not be just simply mined out, of course. I just don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, so I figured I might as well build the machinery first. Back down to the basement. Put that away. Oh, I did make... Gotta go into F5 for this. I did make the personal shrinking device. So now I am itty bitty. What this is useful for is things like I can fit under the cables, and see how I left a 1 block gap up here for a bunch of cabling and such. That's where I'm going to put some power cables and some other cables, and I've done this in between every floor, so every floor actually has a floor and then a blank spot and then a ceiling. So in this case I have 1 block of extra space. It's currently only got 2 cables in it, but it'll get more once I expand. And this thing is not too bad. I did have to go ender pearl hunting, but other than that it's not bad. It takes power to do every time you shrink. And you just shift right click to switch between shrunk and non-shrunk. So let's go back up and over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and upgrade some of my power, but once I do that, I'm going to finish building this out, So I have all my resourceful furnaces. The only thing I need now is the latex production. I'm going to be putting it over here. I've upgraded to 9 different acacia block placing segments. So that's 4.5 times what I'm using now. I just think that it's appropriate amount. Maybe I'll expand some more. I'm not sure. But the latex processor will go right here. It's still running in the other room, but it'll go right here, and hopefully I can get it to eject into here, and then into here, and then into a drawer. And power will come from here. The water will come from below, and then the raw latex will come out of the wall and go down. And then I will continue to build this thing up. Okay. As you can see, quite a bit has changed. Now has a roof and more solar panels. I will add more too. It's quite loud inside, but let's see, I can probably tile. There we go. Now I mean, I kind of like the hum, but it's not good for recording. So I have enclosed this, given it a roof, and these are my resources that Industrial Foregoing is generating basically infinitely for me. Was that not hooked up? Did I forget? Oh, I forgot to hook it up. Whoopsies. Everything else should be pulling out. Why isn't it pulling out? Andesite, andesite. Hold up. This one's andesite, right? All these are pulling except for that one. Huh, how odd. Let's see. I didn't mean to color it. I just wanted to. That's very odd. Will it work now? No, it won't. Alright, well, I'll have to figure out why that's not working. What are you? If I leave these guys alive, they... Oh, they're so annoying. Alright, well, I'll figure out why that's broken later. For now, I'll continue walking through this. So, I do need to rehook this one up. And then I've got all these other devices. This one is full of latex. This one is full of slime. I do need to hook up power. which I will probably do like on the side over here. Or because the power comes into this room, I'll just do it through the room. Yeah. Do I have any of those on me? I do not. It's very odd. It was working. See if that does it. Nope. Yep, it's just the andesite that I won't pull out. Odd. Alright, I'll figure that out in a minute. I just need to go and grab some universal cables. Oh, and sleep. Now that's really important because I have my mega torch underneath the basement. That can go in there, that can go in there. And I need these. And sleep. I had to move my bed because I expanded this to add a couple of cactus bonsais, or botanies, because I needed green dye. And that's pretty much the simplest way to get green dye. Least amount of crafting required. Alright, so... of course. Need 2 more. You can hear the cows are still going well. Basic universal cable. I'll just get 16 because why not? I only need 2, but I'm sure I'll use them, especially when I add the next 3 solar panels. Alright, there we go. Yikes. It's really not doing super great for power, huh? Right, that's almost full. That's almost full. Basically what I'm gonna do is there is a tank full of pink slime down here, so that when I do decide to do some crafting with pink slime, I have it in reserve. There is not a bucket of latex, but there's not a whole lot that I need latex for. Just these lenses and the add-ons, mostly. I think that's actually it. Oh, and dark glass if I decide to want to make dark glass. And some machine frames, but the machine frames aren't really used in a whole lot that I'm interested in using, just because of the other mods in the pack. Let's see. Yeah. some of these might be useful, but probably not going to be done in bulk, which is why I'm okay with this. So that is a mostly completed build. All done in one episode too. Oh, come here, experience. Nice. I may need to populate these cows a bit, which would mean taking 2 out, moving them to another pen, breeding them up, and then putting them back when they're adults, otherwise they'll fall to their deaths. Well, they'll fall and then they'll die. So, the next step, now that I've got that done, is to build a power gen building, because I cannot keep doing power gen here. And if I'm going to be switching over to applied energistics, that takes a ton of power for the controller especially. So I'd prefer not to do that. So I'm going to build a building and put power gen in it. I think I'm probably going to stick with power, and I'm probably going to, for now, and I'm probably going to stick with the thermo generators because they're passive, they're easy. I'm not really, it's a kitchen sink pack, so I'm not really worried about balancing or anything like that because it's just for fun. You know, let's see what we can do type of pack, not a, oh, you need to, you know, try harder to do this the right way kind of pack. Which is actually a really nice break, I guess. So much random stuff. Oops. Take my dust. Combine it with some of that. Oh, okay. And then that can go. Yeah, so I can actually convert, because when you, so in order to get Certus quartz, you're supposed to be able to put it in the enrichment chamber. However, there's recipe conflict where any Certus quartz ore you put in turns into dust. Well, I don't want to do that. Or that's not helpful. But I can convert it using this pretty long method. So I'll set up an auto crafting for it when I do ore processing in this room. So what it'll be is it'll go into an enrichment chamber, or probably just a pulverizer if I can get this to go faster. So it'll go into a pulverizer, and then from the pulverizer the Certus will be put into a crafter, crafted into these seeds, and then turned into the crystals in the factory, and then it'll go into another crafter and it'll craft the pure crystals into blocks, and then the regular crystals, or the blocks, back into regular crystals. It's a very convoluted way of getting more Certus, but it's currently the only thing I have access to. So I'm going to work on prepping for that, as well as building my power plant. I am thinking, let's see, hover mode enabled. I'm thinking I'm going to put the power plant like here-ish. I'm going to clear out some of this land and flatten it a bit so it's in between the 2 water sources. Up here, I've decided that this up here is going to be where I put my wizard's tower once we get into some magic mods. Like Astral and Ars and Mana and Artifice for the most part. Wow, that's really annoying. Entity. Enderman. Is it item? Ah. Wow, that's annoying noise. This will be an interesting place to build as well. I think apart from the fact that there's just trees everywhere, I think this is a good place to have my base. But yeah, I believe over here, flatten it out a bit, and that'll be a good place to put a modest-sized power plant. I'm going to try and keep the power plant mostly above ground as well. And it's mostly just going to be a higher tier and many more of the thermal generators from Power, just because that's what I like so far. I do want to get into extreme reactors too at some point, because, well, they're pretty extreme, and even though there's not a whole lot in this pack that can be used to drain that much power, there are quarries and the environmental tech stuff. But until then, that's time to end the episode, so I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will see you later.